My ex-husband's new wife called me hysterically because my kids don't want to go to Disneyland with them on Mother's Day because they are her kids too. My ex-husband and I share a 16-year-old son, a 15-year-old daughter, and a 14-year-old son. We separated when I was pregnant with our youngest, and we officially divorced when he was 1. We have a very detailed court-ordered parenting and custody agreement that I have always followed to the letter to avoid adding conflict to an already high conflict situation. For those who might ask, my ex-husband's wife was not the reason we broke up. He cheated on me during my 3rd pregnancy because it was a high-risk pregnancy where I could not engage in any sexual activity with him. He believed this was a good reason to sleep with others. I did not. He has always felt that I was unfair to him. However, he did go through a paternity drama with one of the women he slept with during that time. He was proven not to be the father, yet he expected me to be okay with him having unprotected sex with someone else. All of this has made it difficult for us to co-parent. This is why we need everything spelled out and why we mostly communicate via a parenting app. Our youngest has a medical issue, so texting and calling are sometimes necessary. My ex-husband remarried 4 years after our divorce was finalized. From the beginning of their relationship, there were issues with his wife and our children. His wife was erratic with our kids and seemed to take her fertility troubles out on them by being short-tempered and snapping at them, or making them feel like a problem in the home. Yet, she also wanted them to call her mom and sought to spend more time with them. There were times we returned to court over the issues in my ex's home. My ex tried to portray that I was alienating the kids from his wife, but he and his wife received 3 warnings for the exact behavior he accused me of. The judge stated repeatedly that encouraging children to refer to someone other than their parents as mom or dad suggested some form of alienation. The warnings were spaced out sufficiently that no consequences resulted from them. My ex and his wife were also ordered to take parenting classes several years ago. I always encourage my kids not to be cruel to the woman their dad is married to. However, they don't really like or respect her. They show her some respect, but they don't genuinely have any for her. My older son and daughter have particularly had encounters with her that led to them losing respect for her. They were in therapy for many years because the burden of this woman's infertility and IVF struggles was shared with them in a manner intended to coerce them into giving her what she wanted. The therapists were a godsend to us during that period. Last year, all 3 of my children were deemed old enough to decide whether they wanted to see their father 50-50 as they had previously, or whether 1 weekend a month would be the new parenting time arrangement. All 3 chose to reduce their visits to 1 weekend a month. This decision was not well received by my ex and his new wife, who tried to contest it, but the kids felt their choice was given proper consideration. My ex and his wife eventually had 2 children together. Yesterday, they decided to take the kids to Disney to celebrate Mother's Day. My ex called and asked me to allow our kids to join. I gave my kids the choice, and they responded with a definitive no. I anticipated this, but didn't want to deny them the opportunity if they were interested. My ex was furious, but I ended the second call and ignored his subsequent texts. Then, around 3 p.m., I received a call from an unknown number, and it was his wife. She was hysterically crying over the phone about my kids not being there and how they were supposed to be there because they're her kids too. I laughed at her antics and ended the call. I received about a dozen texts in the next 2 hours. Later, my ex texted me last night and this morning, telling me I was heartless and suggesting I should appreciate that his wife loves our kids this much. My issue has never been her kindness towards them. It has always been about how she treats them, the hot and cold behavior, the demands and expectations, and the attempts to guilt trip them. It's the way she acts as if she has just as much right to be their mom as I do, all because at the time she had no children and faced fertility issues. It's how she made my ex's home miserable for my kids. I haven't forgotten that my ex allows this, but I find it outrageous to think I should be grateful for any of this. Still, maybe I'm being unreasonable, so I'll ask the people of Reddit. AITA?